Everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Just want to welcome everyone in and thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be making this really pretty card. I saw this on Pinterest and I changed it up a little bit to make it mine. Not a lot, but a little bit. I am kind of sticking with the color palette and the stamps and the layout. And I did make a couple of subtle changes. We're going to be using the Country Flower bundle, which is the die and the stamps. And we're also going to incorporate the Spotlight on Nature dies in with this card. These are all circle dies, and if you haven't gotten these, you really need to pick these up because they are, even if you don't get the Spotlight on Nature stamp set, these dies are great to have because they are different circles, and you've got three different patterns. You've got an eyelet, a little dot, and then you got the one that has these little stripes all the way around. And that's the one we're going to be using today. So let me get those. I've already pulled out the pieces I'm going to be using. So let's get started. We're also going to be using an embossing folder, and that one is, oh, what did I do with it? It's right here underneath my paper, the dotted circles. Now this is that huge embossing folder. Stampin' Up came out with 2 of these, and I'm hoping we'll see more of these large ones. I love this one. Y'all have seen me use it several times, and it just really adds so much to whatever project you're making. So I'm going to lay that over there out of the way. I've got a couple stamps loaded up, and I've got my 2 inks. I'm going to be using Memento Tuxedo Black, because we are going to be doing some alcohol blends. And I've got my Misty Moonlight, which matches my paper and everything. So that's what we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I have a Misty Moonlight, and this is a half a sheet. It's 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to bring up our scoreboard, and we're going to score this in the middle. So this is the Simply Score scoring tool. Yes, I can do it on my trimmer as well, but I find I get a much more accurate fold if I do it in my scoreboard. So that's the reason y'all been seeing me turn to my scoreboard more often. So we're just going to come right there at 4.25, and oh, you don't want to jump the track, which I've been doing that a lot. Usually if you stay down low, it will keep you from jumping the track when you're scoring. But that's not too bad. That'll still work. All right, so that's done. And I'm going to get this out of our way. And let's grab a bind folder so we can burnish this nice and tight. All right, that's our card base. So the next thing that we need is, okay, so I have a white mat. This is 4 by 5.25. I wrote my measurements on the back so that I could give them to you as we go. But this one is 4 by 5.25, and that's going to sit on there just like that. Then I have this beautiful piece of Designer Series paper, and this comes from the Country Lace Designer Series paper, and it's in the annual catalog. And that is going to go on just like that. And I have this piece of beige. That's one of our new core colors now in our basics. And this is a beautiful beige. And we're going to use that on the inside. Let's do a little bit of stamping. This piece right here is Misty Moonlight, and it is 3.25 by 3 3/4. And this is going to center over top, and that's going to go on just like that. We're going to emboss this piece using that embossing folder, and we are going to do some stamping and die cutting here. So what I want to do is I chose the flowers off of this stamp set, this little flower right here, and we're going to stamp that and color it, and then we're going to die cut it. And this is the die that will cut that out for us. So grab your Memento ink. Ink that up really good. And let's cut it, let's stamp it right about here. Beautiful. That is almost all the stamping we need to do. We are going to stamp another piece, but let's color this first, and I'll show you the colors that I have over here. I pulled out my Stampin' Blends, and I have my Misty Moonlight, I have my Petal Pink, and I have Lost Lagoon. So I'm just working with 3 colors on this because I think that's all we need in a little small flower like this. So I'm going to go in with the light um, Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to do my flowers. Just these little roses. Yeah, and they're my roses. If I want blue roses, I can have blue roses because they're actually my flowers. And that's the good thing about creating. You can make your items whatever color you want them to be. You don't have to stick to traditional. Most people think, okay, these roses need to be pink, red, yellow. But you know what? I'm going to make mine Misty Moonlight because that's going to match my card. All right, so that's 3 of them, and we need to come right here and get this last one. Very pretty. And I'm going to come back with the darker, and I'm just going to circle a little bit inside, just enough to give that a little bit of depth of color. And then I'm going to come back with my brush and just kind of swirl it. And that will lighten as it dries. So now I'm going to take my white Lost Lagoon and I'm going to do my leaves. I'm using the bullet tips on these because it gives me more control on these small areas. I think that's sufficient with that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is take my petal pink and I just want to do some little touchies on these little pieces. They look like little flowers, maybe baby's breath. And I thought this would be just to give a tiny bit of color up in there. So pretty. And sometimes when you're working with alcohol blends or any alcohol marker, sometimes just a little tap tap with the end of the marker is all you need. All right, so see how simple that was? And now this is ready to cut out. So we're going to come in here and position this down. You want to wiggle it around so that you're getting the most even cut that you possibly can. That looks good. So I'm going to use one of my Post-it flags to hold that in place. And then I grab the circle, and this is the one that has the little lines in it right there. So that's the one that I want to use. And I'm going to put it down right there. And you can see we're going to get our die cuts out of this one piece, which is always great. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to bring out my embossing folder. And this is my piece that I want to emboss. And I want this piece kind of centered. You can turn it over and look so you can see what you're getting. And I think Right there is good. That will work. All right, so I'm going to lay this back over here. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we are going to cut and then emboss. So I'm going to grab my plates I need for my embossing, which is my number 1, my number 2 die adapter, my cut plate, and a cover plate. So stack these all up. Goes in. We'll lay this on here first. Oops. And then we'll lay our cover plate over. And we'll crank this through. Now we'll lay this piece over there because everything's cut and that's ready to go. Now all we need is our number 1 plate and our number 4 plate. All these plates come with this embossing machine, so you don't have to buy anything extra, and it does everything that you will need it to do. I've never had an issue with this machine, and I love it. Right, so now we got that done. Let's see how all this is going to come together for us. I think this is going to be a beautiful card. There is our embossed piece. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And you can see by laying it in there nice and even, it's very symmetrical, and that's what I was looking for. All right, so now we have our circle. And our flowers. We'll put that back over there. And now I want to stamp the sentiment right up here in this corner, but I want to lay my flowers down, maybe right about here. And this one says, "So lucky to know you." And I'm going to stamp it right about there. So I'm going to stamp this in Misty Moonlight. See how pretty that's going to be together? Love that. All right, so let's go ahead and start building our card now. I am going to pop this up on some dimensionals. So let me grab a pack of dimensionals. Put about 3 on this piece. Let's pull those backers off just like that. And then position that just like that. Then the other thing we're going to do, we're going to position this over top of that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then that is going to go on top of this. And see, layering everything, how beautiful it looks. Okay, and then we have this other layer. Let's go ahead and start from the bottom and build our card up. I'm going to start with my white mat, and I want to go ahead and put this on. I think for this one, I'm going to use liquid glue. I'm going to use liquid glue for everything, unless I decide to put dimensionals under it. So, a little bit of liquid glue. Let's lay this down and get it nice and centered. Beautiful. Then we want to go ahead and put this piece on here. So again, I'm going to use liquid glue. Every now and then your tip will get where it won't work. If you have a pen, you can just take a pen and run in there and just it kind of unclogs in case something just gets in there. Sometimes you get a little bit of glue that will dry up in there. That's all you have to do to make it work again. So then we're back in business. Such an easy fix. All right, we have that. So I'm going to move this out of my way and I'm going to concentrate on this piece because I want to make sure I'm getting my margins just right. All right, so now this piece is going to go centered on the next mat, just like that. So again, some more of our very sticky and tacky liquid glue. And I get questioned quite often of what is my glue gun, what kind of glue do I use? And I use art glitter glue, and I fill up my bottle that goes with my precision glue press with art glitter glue. And I buy the art glitter glue in the big 16-ounce bottles like this. This, without a doubt, is the best glue I've ever used, and I will always use art glitter glue. All right, so now we're just going to attach this to that. So again, we're going to come in with glue. And then set this down right in the middle. Just like that. And then this whole piece is going to get glued onto our card base. Make sure our opening is on the right side. And then I'm going to lay everything down like that. And the last thing, or the two last things we need to do is put in our mat inside. And I had a bow. Whatever did I do with my bow? Oh, here it is. And I just did a little bunny ear bow, very simple. And we are going to put that right here. So I'm going to use a glue dot. Position my bow right there. And then inside, let's decide what we want to do on the inside. I think I love that you are beautiful. You are a shining light. You are beautiful. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will direct your path. And that comes from Proverbs 3:5-6. And I think I'm going to do You Are a Shining Light. I love that one. And let's see if we want to do flowers in the corner. And I might do these flowers right here in the corner just to kind of coordinate. But I'm going to do this in clean the stamp off because I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stamp this flower on the inside in the Misty Moonlight, and I'm not gonna color it. I think I'm just gonna stamp it. So grab my Misty Moonlight. And ink it up. And then I'm going to stamp that right here. And then we need another stamp block for our sentiment. And we'll put that right there. So pretty. Now all we have to do is open this up, put some glue on the back of this. Now I'm going to have measurements on my blog. So if you click on the show more under this video, there will be a drop down. And if you go to my blog spot, my blog, you will be able to download the PDF tutorial. It will have all the products that I used, all the measurements, along with some other information for shopping with me, our Facebook group, and things like that. So that is our card for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was so much fun making it. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see just how beautiful that card is. I love the way it turned out. I think it's absolutely stunning. I hope you do, and I hope that this might be something that will inspire you to want to make something like this. Again, if you are interested in anything Stampin' Up, I would absolutely love the opportunity to earn your business. Reach out to me if you're not sure about placing an order. Call me and I will help you with that. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, let me know if you like the card. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Savior, Jesus. Until next time, be kind, be safe, and know that you're loved. Bye-bye.